Thank you very much. We can talk about automation. I'm actually a former software engineer, so this is my beginnings actually a long time ago, and somehow I ended up in talent sourcing. This is my debut in a conference in Amsterdam, but actually I stand with Johnny Campbell after I published the book People as Merchandise. Currently, I'm actually doing sourcing all day long. I co-founded a company with 150 employees currently, and they do sourcing every day, all day. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And let's dive into it right now. I'm going to share with you kind of a top-level sourcing methodology with 4 basic steps. I would say the first thing which we need to know is the numbers. The problem with IT guys is that the volume, not only the quantity, but also the quantity is important. As you can see right here, we were looking for some JavaScript developers, and we need to approach almost 140 people to get that one placement, which is quite a lot, and this is not the highest number at all. The problem is that also it's taking a lot of your employees. As you can see for this, there are 6 different sourcers working on that, plus another 1 recruiter working on that. If we check some other software development roles, you experience these numbers, 150, 200, 300 easily, which you need to approach. I took here some actual numbers from our IT team. I think it's for the last month. And as you can see, the number is over 300 approached people to get that one hire. So if you agree with me, the volume is also important here. That's why this is from our database, actually. That's why the number 2 is about maximizing long list. If I'm looking, for example, for some DevOps engineer having some kind of technical requirements, etc. in Budapest, I simply want to know all of them. Ideally, all of them. I don't say that I will approach all of them, but I want to squeeze not only LinkedIn, but other sources, as we will see, to actually have a chance to potentially see all of them. Of course, when we start with LinkedIn, where if I ask you, like, what's the problem with IT guys? I approach them and they don't reply to me at all, because they are overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed, especially on LinkedIn. And actually, this all already starts with searching. If you are searching just for the low-hanging fruit, if you are looking for a JavaScript developer, all of you put their JavaScript, Budapest, and that's it. All of you are actually approaching the similar group of people. We need to go off that. And sometimes this is really much connected with the terminology. So let's say here we are looking for some front-end developers having JavaScript and a React framework. When I put it like this, which probably you would, like if it's in the description, you would probably do that. This is not the ideal scenario because React is a framework based on JavaScript. So if someone can work with React, it automatically fallbacks that he can work or she can work with JavaScript as well. So in this case, we shouldn't use this. We should use more exhaustive search, just React.js. Plus, of course, we should use, I don't have it here, but we should use React without .js, just JS as well. Yeah? And as you can see, there were several hundred difference in search results. When we skip to some other mainstream social media like Facebook, Twitter, etc., in this case, I focus more just on Twitter and give you one tool, Follower Wonk, which is kind of a freemium tool, where the advantage of this tool is that you can search based on a locality as well. On Twitter, there is a specified field for location, and you can search based on this location. As you can see here, I'm looking for Python people in Budapest, actually on Twitter. So this is one hint you can use. If you are looking for people in development, you should definitely go to these Git-like servers like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, for example. But how to do that? Of course, you can kind of be like a software engineer and you can register to GitHub, for example, in this case, and you can look for Python developers with location Budapest. You would do it like this. So you are searching natively in GitHub. It's definitely a possibility. If you don't want to do that, you can search almost any site from the outside. You can use so-called X-ray searching. I can take for example, Google, of course I can take Bing, etc. We will not be scrutinized this right now. And I can do similar search like this, site:/github.com. Then I use a supportive word contribution activity, because all of you, if you have, or all developers on GitHub, they actually have the contribution activity on their profiles. So usually when you do searches like this, for example, even on Facebook, you will see the search later on, the problem is to get profiles only. And this is, in this case of GitHub, one of the ways how to get it. In this case, we are getting Python developers in Budapest. This is, for example, how the profile of someone like that looks like. Usually you can experience there might be email address as well, and there are some other tricks how to get it. There might be personal websites as well, etc. If you want to do it really properly, of course, you should be working also with the location more, because some person can have their, like Budapest, some person can have their Hungary, or the native version of the Hungary in this case. Or there are some profiles, and you will experience them, that they have no location on GitHub, but they have, for example, their personal website, www.something.hu. So why not to look for these people as well? So with the asterisk.hu, you can find profiles, for example, like we have Boroka right here, and as you can see, there is no location, but there is papaiBoroka.hu. So we know now that the person is from Hungary, but we wouldn't find it if we look by location only. So this is all the sourcing work which we need to put there. In this case, we have Python, so we have not so many variation, like abbreviation, etc. we could use. If you want to have some simple tool, you can use Octohunt, where you can just put, for example, the skill and location, and you would find those profiles immediately. There are plenty of other sources where we can go. You should probably go, if you are looking in general for IT guys, you should go to Stack Overflow. If you are looking for UX, UI developers, you should go to Dribbble. You should go to Behance. If you are looking for PhD guys, maybe you are looking for some machine learning software engineer, you should go to Kaggle, ResearchGate, etc. Most of these sites, as I already said, are searchable by Google. So if I take dev.to, where are almost 1 million of IT guys, most likely software developers, this is example of the profile. And as you can see, there are some things like, for example, the joint on again. The joint on is on every single profile on dev.to. So if I want to search dev.to, I can create a similar search what we saw for GitHub. And as you can see in the search results, I have nicely every single link is actually a person, and that's what we usually want to achieve. Another angle, totally different angle to look for IT guys of social media, of these specific global servers, might be that, for example, I want to include some local Hungarian, for example, in this case, sources with IT guys. But if I'm, for example, not native here, I don't know the market, I don't know what they are. So I can do in this case, image search, where I'm looking for some people and I'm looking on the domain name .hu, but I change the results that it's image and type of the image is face. When you go to advanced settings, hit type of image, face, you would see the results like that. Usually when you experience type image face, as you can see the face, it's usually some kind of profile. It can be profile like on the company website, it can be profile personal website, maybe a conference, etc. So with this, we found, for example, this image search on wu.hu. I don't know what this is, but there is definitely some kind of DevOps engineer, and there is a profile of some guy like this. We found, for example, codefactory.hu, which I believe it's a company. So they have all the employees on the website, and we found this profile based on the image picture. In this case, we have some kind of personal website, shrenk.hu/CV, so there is everything. There are contact information, etc. for this person. So image search can be definitely one of the way how to do that. If you want to simple way, because I said like you need to go there, advanced, blah, 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 you can use face search. It's not search, it's search.com, and you just simply put the search query in there, hit search, and it will open the image search with already the type of image face selected. So that was the searching. Number 3 is do it as fast as possible. Because of course, we don't have like 1 year to search for one role. Yeah, we need to be moving. You have, probably most of you have several roles on you, and you need to be really quick. So in this case, some automation, and not only automation, but sometimes I would put it into category of productivity. It's really important. When we say robot, it's actually a Czech word, robot, originally. You will experience and you will imagine probably something like that, but usually it's a software. This is actually my desk 1 year ago, where I have different kind of laptops, and there were robots for Germany, for Romania, for Poland, for the Czech Republic, and they were doing some robotic tasks on those laptops. What can be automated? You can start, for example, with the search. Here you have a search query. How would you search through Facebook for some specific roles? In this case, I'm looking for IT administrators. I'm putting that into Google Alerts, as you can mention. This is for free. You can do that. All of you can do that. And I can automate this, that every time there is a new IT administrator on Facebook in Hungary, I will be notified about that. That's already automation, right? So with this, I can find, for example, István Szabó, and he's actually IT administrator for some company. So this is already automation, but let's say the simple automation, but really powerful. If we want to take something more like heavy-duty automation, you would like to be, for example, let's say we do search DevOps Budapest, we have 800 results on LinkedIn, and we want to automate the full communication with them. We want to send them, as you can see, not touching the computer, and it's actually creating the message. So we want to send them, for example, invite like this. And when the invite is accepted, we want to send them a follow-up message. So how to do that? If you want to know something really, really easy, you can use a plugin which is called Superpowers. Superpowers for LinkedIn. It's also for Twitter and for Instagram as well. So you do the search, as you can see right here. And as you can see on the bottom here, this is the plugin. So when you click Connect All, you can be just watching as the plugin is connecting with all of the people in the search. That's, I would say, the most basic automation you can have. When you want something more sophisticated, I usually recommend LinkedIn Helper. It's called like LinkedIn Helper version 2. It's a desktop app, so you download it into your computer, and you can create a whole workflow. You can select a template that you want to do the invite. Whoever accepts the invite will be sent by a message, and maybe then another message. It can be like a sequence of invite, message, message, for example. This can be done with this. The good thing about this is that it can be personified. As you can see, the yellow part in the message are the variables. So you can use name, last name, you can use position, industry, company. So you can actually personify the message, sometimes maybe even more than you would do normally doing that manually. So this is definitely one thing which I recommend because, as we said, like the volume is important. If you want to do something even more, there are tools like a former Integromat called make.com currently, where you can put more things together. So if someone replied to your message on LinkedIn, you can, for example, push this information into your ATS, into your database. Yeah, so this is, that's why this is called the glue of internet, where you can connect different kind of applications all together. And finally, maximize response rate. So that was the original problem, right? That IT guys, they don't reply to us. Or my response rate is 5%. 5% of IT guys reply to me. Okay, that's the problem. What we can do about it? In general, I recommend usage of videos. For example, video sourcing. As you can see, this company is using their senior backend developers, so not recruiters, but the developers themselves to do the message. It's a short message over 1 minute, almost 2 minutes. But as you can see, the response rate is currently 59, in this case 59%, which is really a lot. Yeah? When you have a normal standardized text message, you will normally experience, for example, 5 to 20 of response rate, depending on various things like, of course, your employer branding, the name of the company, etc. There are a lot of variables, but in general. Yeah, so this is definitely one of the ways. If you want to have something even more personified, you can do message one by one. This is our talent sourcer Markéta, and she's going to, she's created a message for Jacob. So it's something like, hey Jacob, I found your profile, da-da-da. In this case, as you can see, Jacob is already her connection. So she's kind of recycling this candidate maybe from before. She already got some conversation with him maybe a year ago, and now she's coming back. But with this, as you can see, Markéta is actually measuring her response rate, and in this case, we can see it's 70%. 70% of candidates are getting back to Markéta, but she's doing one video for every single person. You can do that with plugin Loom or Story Express, screen recorder, actually is the full name, where it's really easy. You just click on the button, your camera is enabled, you do the message, close it, and you will send the link to a candidate. Once the candidate will see the video, you will actually be notified about that the video has been seen, which is the perfect thing about it. But how about, for example, to do a personified message with a picture, personified picture at scale? So we send thousands of them. Yeah, how to do that? So, for example, in this case, you can see that even the message is personified, because we can see that there is something like a great member of the board at the company, datacrew.com. So this is a personified message, but plus there is this picture where actually there is a picture of that candidate in it. Yeah, and it's not done manually, it's done by robots on autopilot. How to do that? Kind of like a step-by-step guide which you can follow. There is a tool which is called Hyperize, as you can hear it, Hyperize, where you can select from a template of pictures, or of course you can create your own picture. You can be creative, you can create like for employees, and there will be some space and you can put the person there. There is, of course, you can use your creativity to do that. So firstly, you need this. You need to select the picture. Let's say I selected this picture. Billboard, have you seen first name, last name, software engineers wanted in Budapest. Right? As you can see, I already customized it a little bit. So I choose this picture. I select that I want to connect it with some automation tool which I use. If you remember, I use LinkedIn Helper. There are more of them, but I use LinkedIn Helper. Hyperize can connect with LinkedIn Helper, so I choose it right here, and it will generate this link, which I will take. I'm gonna take this link. I go back to LinkedIn Helper, which is the tool you already seen, and I put it in the message. There is a link where you can click Hyperize, and you can put there the link. So now we connected Hyperize with the automation tool LinkedIn Helper. LinkedIn Helper will be sending those messages. Hyperize is just doing the personified messages. So this is how it looks like. We have the message, personified message on LinkedIn, and on the bottom, there is this Hyperize image. When there is a picture when you don't want to use the picture from LinkedIn, that would be done. You can start and you can be sending those messages. But when you want to personified the Hyperize message with also a picture from the candidate's LinkedIn profile, you need to do some few more steps. Firstly, you need to go to the list of people you will be approaching. I have just for the testing purpose, just one person right here. And you need to download it into CSV file, which is like this. You would normally open it in Excel. You would find the avatar column and you would change the avatar to, for example, CS_avatar. You just need to change it, the avatar variable, which is directly the link to the message of to the picture of the candidate. Then you go back, you will upload it, this file back, and which you will do it like here. And as you can see now, under the person, there is actually this variable written, and this is actually his link to the message, to the picture. Here you can see what you need to do next. You just simply put there the image, if you want to use the image, and the CS_avatar was the variable from that Excel file. So you need to do that, just hit save, and it's pretty much done. Now you can start a campaign, and it will start sending those messages, which will look like this. So as you can see, that's the candidate we saw. we have a picture. Have you seen his name? Software engineers wanted in Budapest. But there is also his LinkedIn profile picture in it. Yeah, so that's the added value. So this is how you can create these robotic pictures actually at scale. Final tip, sometimes you might be, especially with the new requirements and limitations by LinkedIn, where you are allowed to send, for example, only around 100 invites per week. It was usually per day before, right? So currently, maybe the best tool for finding the email addresses and also on scale that you can download it is SalesQL. As you can see right here, I have a search for some IT security specialist in Hungary. And as you can see on the right side in the plugin, SalesQL, I can see all the email addresses for all of those people. Actually, this is for free. They have quite a big freemium account, which you can use. The problem is it's AI. The current state of AI is that sometimes it's making some glitches. So it can happen that it will send, for example, a message, hey, I noticed that you work as software engineer and there will be at maternity leave, for example. Yeah, because you wouldn't normally don't copy paste it, but of course the robot will copy paste it. Thank you very much. That's it.